Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio. Serch will never stand still.
We are back with the one, the only. MC Serch is our guest today. Oh, and he's rocking iconic glasses. I don't know, I just love his glasses so much. Serch, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, I got to be honest with you. I'm going to pull my own card here. These old Zelly, they're just a prop, you know. So, you know, it's a little bit of a tribute, you know, to guys like yourself who have influenced people like myself and my DJ. B-Dub, say hi to MC Serch.
What's going on, sir? How are you?
B-Dub, peace. How are you?
I can't complain.
Good, good.
Well, you know, Serch, let me just give a little preface here. So, first and foremost, we thank you for being with us, but the reason why we have you with us will come at the end of the program, okay? The reason we have Serch with us is because we are inducting him and all of Third Base into the Hip Hop Museum. Stay tuned for a little special thing we have coming at the end of the show. But adorned here on the set is one of the assets that I told you about by email. 1990, there you are, signed right there. You signed this in 1990. There you are. There's Pete's signature. Okay, there's your DJ. Okay, and then on the back, here's a little surprise we discovered just today that you wrote, DZ, we're going to need a zoom in. Okay, you wrote on the back, brother. And you were feeling yourself, and you were right, though. I mean, you were right. It says, save that shit. And then you wrote it again. You said, save that shit.
I like at the bottom part, though.
And then it said at the bottom, fuck what you heard.
I love the bottom part, Serch.
Serch, you knew that you would be one day inducted into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. Okay? I guess you saw this coming.
Oh.
Tell me a little bit about, honestly, seriously, let's be honest here. What's it like? I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn. You're from Rockaway, Queens. Talk to me about the beach. Talk to me about growing up in Rockaway, Queens.
First of all, thank you for having me, and thank you for the lovely recollection of me talking that talk on the back of that.
Yeah.
You know, Far Rockaway was amazing. Like, Queens at the time was amazing. Literally, you know, so many different cultures, so many different parts of worldwide culture in a borough. You had the beach. You had different types of people, whether it was Russian Jews, Ashkenazi, Sephardic, Latino, African American, Jamaican, Caribbean. You know, it was all just a melting pot. And then you go to the Coliseum and you go to Queens Boulevard, and that was a whole different section. And then you go to Elmhurst, and it was Dominicans and a lot of Latin. And you go to Corona, and it was Guidos, and you know, and there was definitely some race issues, and there was definitely some high points and low points and racial tension. But I mean, I don't think people can really understand what it's like to live in New York unless you really experience those five boroughs. Manhattan is nothing compared to what it was like growing up in the boroughs. And, you know, taking those trains and having the ability, when you didn't want to drive, to take a train from Queens to Brooklyn and get off at Vandermeer Projects, or get off at Gates Projects, or get off at, you know, Marcy Projects, or take the train all the way to 205th and Dyckman and go to the Bronx and experience that. It's, you know, I don't think people can really understand that kind of diversity and growing up. And the beach was beautiful. Like, you know, you had the water that literally came from the east and the Atlantic, and then you had the inlets, and then you had Long Island Sound, and then you had Connecticut, and it was just an amazing. I felt very, very lucky to be growing up in the Q borough when I did.
And for people who don't know, you know, you and I being diehard New Yorkers, but I'm pretty positive this statistic remains true, DZ, if you want to come back to us here, that Queens is geographically the most diverse place on Earth. And that for its small size, it actually has more races, creeds, religions, and nationalities than any other, you know, mile for mile section anywhere in the world. And I'm pretty positive that is still a fact. But you know, my family's from Brooklyn and by way of, you know, New York City and then Westchester County. But I think you bring up a good point, which is the multiculturalism of New York has a lot to do with the history of hip hop. And so we always ask all of you icons, all of you legends, Serch, we always ask you, what was the first song or artist that helped you or made you fall in love with hip hop?
Wow. Well, I mean, for me, it was a unique experience, right? So I was in middle school in 78, 79, and my homeboys who had their government names, Gregory and Richard and Michael, were becoming Lord Duquan and mathematics and understanding. And we went from listening to the Isley Brothers and the Talking Heads and, you know, Earth, Wind and Fire to listening to these cassette tapes of these like crews, the Force MCs, Treacherous 3. But for me, my favorite crew is this crew out of Brooklyn called the Kango Crew. And I just loved their routines. They would do these routines, Hillbilly Girl and Indian Girl, and they just made me laugh, and they were dope. And, you know, they had these British accents and these Brooklyn accents, and it was really fly. And my first day going to high school, I didn't go to high school in Queens. I went to high school at Music and Art, which was on 135th and Convent in Harlem. And I went downstairs into the lunchroom, and my first day, I see these dudes banging on lunch tables, and I hear Hillbilly Girl, and I go over there, and it's the Kango Crew.
What grade is this, Serch? What grade are you in it? Right in this?
Ninth grade.
Ninth grade. Continue.
First year high school.
Continue.
1980. And there they are. There's the Kango Crew, Ricky D and Dana Dane and Omega and Lance Romance, and they're doing Hillbilly Girl. And right next to them is this dude, the original Peter Gunn, and, you know, all these guys are rhyming. And I see this dude, Vanilla B, who was the first white rapper I ever saw. And all of my boys that I grew up with in high school, you know, Ricky D went on to become Slick Rick. And I tell people this all the time, like, one of the Kango Crew's routines was Lottie Dottie in like 1980. You know, so by 82, 83, I knew every word to Lottie Dottie, and I was fronting in my neighborhood like that was my rhyme.
Oh,
like,
wow.
To impress girls, I would do Lottie Dottie.
So you were doing a big Hank. You were doing
I was doing a big Bank Hank all day.
Yeah, you were doing a big Hank.
I was doing a big Bank Hank all day.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Then 2 years later, you know, 85, Dougie and Rick come out with the show and with Lottie Dottie, and I'll never forget this. I was in McDonald's in Lynbrook, and I was online, and I was kicking it to this girl, this Dominican chick that used to work at Mickey D's, listening to Kiss FM, and Lottie Dottie came on. And homegirl looks over and goes, "Oh snap, there goes Rick."
They stole your song!
And she's pointing at me, and she goes, "There goes Ricky D." And I turn behind me. I'm like, "Where?" And she's like, "You're Ricky D." And then this big dude behind me was like,
"The fuck he is."
I know Ricky D, this fucking white boy. And I was like,
no.
Brooklyn dip right out the Mickey D's, but that was like an eye-opening.
Hey, but so you didn't book the girl? So you didn't get the girl?
No, I bagged her way before that.
Oh, okay. So she wasn't phased by the fact that you lied about your rhymes?
No, you don't understand. Like, she didn't think I lied. Like, she was really like,
oh,
my record was on the radio.
Oh, you played it off.
Right.
Oh shit.
But then the dude behind me played me.
Oh man.
Also, I played myself because when she said, "There goes Ricky D," I went, "Where?"
Oh man, it's okay because last week we found out that what was it the other week? Elda Sensei, brand Nubian Lord Jamar called up Elda Sensei and he hung up on him. Like the first time they ever try to sign him and like actually get with him, he didn't believe it. He just fucking hung up on him. So we hear these things all the time. In fact, that couldn't have been that many years before Hey Boy.
Well, that was actually 2 years before Hey Boy because right after that happened, 85, and I graduated high school, I made my commitment to wanting to become an MC and becoming a rapper, and I signed with Warlock Records.
Right.
It was the first label I ever signed with, and I put out a terrible record called Melissa, but I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And I sounded just like Rick because I was so influenced by it. Like I was rhyming with like an English effect on my voice.
Wow. And first of all, an English effect on your voice, you're rapping, hip hop music. I just have to ask, this is off the cuff, but I have to know because my parents were just livid. What did your parents think of this, their good Jewish son getting into rap now he's hanging with the black kids. Look, Morty, he's hanging with the black kids.
So that's an interesting story. So when I was coming out of my senior year of high school, I wasn't a great student, but because I was at this really well-known music school, which was a premier music school in New York, I got recruited by the St. Louis School of Music, which was a division of George Washington University in St. Louis.
Wow, that's my alma mater.
And I was singing Italian opera at the time.
You've got to be. Hold on. Have you said this? Is this a? Because my interns and my staff did a lot of research, and we did not come up with this, my friend. Italian opera?
Yeah. That's what I went to music and art for was voice, and my specialty was Italian opera.
Can you give us a little taste of that right now?
Bro,
we're not gonna put you on the spot. We're not gonna do that. No, just joking.
Right. He's like,
even if I could, but guys, even if I could, I've strained my voice so much in hip hop.
Yeah.
Lyrics like that voice, those vocal cords have been going.
You DMC'd yourself over the years.
But if you listen to the end of Words of Wisdom on the Cactus album, you'll hear me singing an Italian aria called Caro mio ben.
On what single?
Words of Wisdom. On the album cut.
What? I'm sorry. You got me in shock. I've lost my train of thought. Listen, before I forget, because we were talking about Warlock and Melissa. After Melissa was Hey Boy then?
Correct.
Okay, so my question is this, because I found this in the liner notes. Who mixed Hey Boy?
So it was Tony D and myself who mixed it, and Oswald.
So why is, and I'm just curious because the internet's a crazy place. We saw a thing that said on the center label of the vinyl that Red Alert mixed it. Is there any?
No, Red Alert didn't mix it. Red Alert was part of the mixing session.
Ah.
Well, you guys got like 10 stories going on.
I know. I feel like that at this. Yeah, I know. Okay.
The Morty, my son is rapping story.
Right.
The Red Alert Idler story.
Okay.
What fucking focus, fellas?
Okay, let's go with what your parents thought of your rapping because you were supposed to be an opera student.
So I get this 4-year, scholarship, free ride, to St. Louis School of Music. And at that time, I had already realized that I wanted to be an MC. Like, that's what I wanted to do. So we were sitting at Shabbos dinner, and it was the Friday before the Monday where I had to sign my letter of intent. And I'm sitting with my mother and my father, who's by the name, his name is Mervin, which is close to
My grandfather's name's Morty.
And I tell my mother, and I said, Mom, I'm not going to St. Louis.
Oh, God.
I'm going to stay in New York. I want to be a rapper. And she said, what did? I said, yeah. I said, there's this culture, this thing called hip hop coming out of New York. I want to be a rapper. And she literally said this. She goes, you want to rap gifts at two guys? Is that what a rapper is? Like, you want to rap gifts at beers? Like, what's...
Right, it's so early. She doesn't know.
Just a rapper. Like, what's that?
Right.
And I'm like, no, there's this culture. And she goes, so what's your plan? And I said, I just told you my plan. I want to be a rapper. And she said, no. What's your plan? And I said, I just told you my plan. I want to be a rapper. She said, no. If you're going to give up 4 years of college, you got to have a plan. Like, I got to see this plan. And you have to present it to me on Monday. Take the weekend, come up with a plan. And if the plan makes sense, we'll talk about it. But if the plan doesn't make sense, you're going to college. So as soon as we left the Shabbos table, I went downstairs and I said, okay, I gotta make a demo, which means I gotta find a producer, and I spent the whole weekend and I made this like 3.5, 4-page plan, both sides, of how I was gonna become this rapper and have this career. And and I gave myself 3.5 years because I figured that would cover my college years. I wouldn't have to worry about ever going to college. So I told her by the time I'm 21 and a half, I would have this contract. And so Monday morning, before I got on the train to go to Music and Art, because from my house Far Rockaway to Music and Art was a 2-hour, 25-minute subway ride.
Damn.
So 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm up, I'm giving my mom this thing, she's reading it thoroughly. She looks up and she says, listen, this looks like a good plan. I'm gonna let you follow your dreams. I'll help you with your demo. I'll help you with your stage clothes. I'll give you a roof over your head.
What?
All I need you to do is keep money in your car for gas and insurance, keep a part-time job so you can keep, things flowing. He goes, but at 21 and a half, 2 things are going to happen if you don't have a record deal. Thing 1 is you're going to go to college and you're going to get out of my house. Or 2 is you're going to get a job and get out of my house, but either way, you're going to get out of my house.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, it is what it is. So I used, for the next 3 years, I used my mother's house and my father's house like a hotel. Like, I literally walked in there to shit, shower, and shave, and I would literally be out 7 days a week hustling, like rhyming, battling, going to clubs, making a name for myself, branding myself. And 6 months in, I made this little deal at Wardlock, and I met Grand Wizard Tony D. And that's a whole other story. But bottom line is, at 21 years old, like almost on my birthday, I signed a Def Jam. 3 years in.
Unbelievable. What did Mom think?
She gave me 2 letters. First letter was this letter telling me how proud she was of me, and that I wouldn't really realize what I had accomplished until I had children of my own, and that they were doing their thing and they were kind of out following their dreams, and that as much as the work that I put in these 3 years, the work really starts now at the label side, because now I really have to work and deliver an album, and now the work really starts, and she was really proud of me. And the second letter was a bill for rent.
Yo, your mom is hardcore. Who is this lady?
My mom is a G. May she rest in peace.
Oh, rest in peace, Ma Duke. She sounds like your first big fan supporter. Like that, she sounds like the burning desire and if she didn't have that support, it doesn't sound like you would be as confident as you were.
Definitely not. My mother. I tell people all the time, as far back as I can remember, my mother, when she would put me to bed, she would sing me a lullaby, and she would say to me, one day you're going to light up the world.
Wow. What a beautiful woman that she was, to encourage you that much. I think a lot of people in the early days of hip-hop got a lot of backlash. You got the opposite.
So she gives me this bill for $17,946.43, and she wants to know how I'm going to pay it. And I said, well, listen, I got this advance from Def Jam of $15,000. I'll give you $5,000, and the rest of it I'll pay off with my ASCAP royalties. And she was like, what is ASCAP royalties? I was like, that's when my record plays on the radio. I'll pay back the rest of it with that. So for the next 8 years, she would call me once a month and say, Michael, your record played in Germany. You made 68 cents there. And your record played in Israel and you made $1.31. And did you know that when your record plays on JLB, you make more money than it plays on Kiss? And
oh my God, this is the hippest woman I've ever heard of in my life.
She was so happy. And then in 1997, I get a letter and it says, the money amount, and with a stamp that said paid in full. And then the ASCAP royalties have been coming to me ever since. But here's the other thing. So this is another cool story about my mom. So we're on tour with Public Enemy, and we get a call that the New York Music Awards, we've been nominated for Best Debut Rap Album. And that year we were up against Brand Nubian, Public Enemy, All for One, and crazy albums. Yeah. And they're like, you need to fly home. And I'm like, I'm not flying home. I'm in the middle of Europe somewhere. I'm making money. I'm not coming home for a music award show. And they're like, no. It's a huge show. You got to come home. It's the New York Music Awards. And I'm like, I'm telling the label I'm not coming home. I'm on the road. I'm like, I'm not coming home. So they're like, whatever. They hang up. I call my mother. And I tell her we're, catching up, and I'm like, oh, by the way, they tell me I'm nominated for this award at the New York Music Awards, and she goes, are you coming home for it? I said, no. I said, I'm not. There's no reason to come home for it. It's ridiculous. I'm out here on tour making money. Why would I come home for that? She goes, well, would you mind if I went? And I was like, what? No, you and Dad want to go? Go, I'll get you tickets. And she said, great. So I get her 2 tickets, and they come to our thing, our nomination, whatever, and they announced that we won for Best Debut Album.
Don't even tell me this ends with your mother accepting the award.
And one of the label execs from Columbia is accepting on my behalf, and my mother stands up in the middle of the audience and goes, stop!
No.
Stop! Comes on stage, and she takes off her shirt. She takes off her jacket, and she's got a sweatshirt that she made at the swap meet that says, I'm Mama Serch.
Oh my God, tell me you have video of this.
No, I don't.
Oh my God.
And she gets the award, and she accepts it on my behalf.
Oh.
And she recites 5 or 6 of my lyrics from Product of the Environment.
No, you gotta be. I can hardly believe this, because she was like, she did it. That I have, when I did my show for Universal, now fast forward in 2009, when I did my talk show for Universal, right,
and interviewed my mom, she did the lyrics. There was just lyrics for her, this Product of the Environment lyrics, the original lyrics where I talked about my dad making 30 grand a year to survive. She loved that rhyme. That was her rhyme. She would kick it on a dime, anywhere. So that's that was my mother. She was a G.
I feel like your mom should get the award for coolest Jewish mother of all time.
Without question.
Because Jewish mothers, my mother included, I love you, Mom, but let me tell you, a little bit overbearing.
Yeah, no, she was definitely, but she was super supportive and a little overly supportive, like most Jewish parents. But she gave me the confidence. She gave me not only the confidence, she gave me the financial backing to do what I needed to do. So,
and also taught you a huge lesson by asking for it back. I feel like, a lot of parents, they could say, oh, well, I'm glad you're successful now. But no, she was like, well, you're going to responsibly pay me for this, back for the support I gave you. I'm just so impressed by the whole story, kind of unreal.
Yeah, she was like I said, she's amazing lady. My dad is still alive. We talk all the time, and like he's another one. He's a character, but he's a typical Jewish dad. You know, he's like, you know, I would say, Dad, you know, I have a problem. He'd be like, so don't do that.
Right. Sounds like my father.
Right. You know, that's typical dads and, you know, how they handle things.
Well, actually, you know, this is kind of a beautiful segue because it sounds to me like your parents understood the value of, you know, pursuing your dream and being passionate about something. You in your career, one of the things that I think stands out to me is that you were able to pay it forward to a few other artists. And, you know, without, you know, we're going to just do this interview in no chronology. So just fuck the chronology. We were going to like go through shit, but now fuck it. So, you know, early in your career, you know, you started, you know, touring and working with, you know, KMD, for my young viewers. And you got to excuse, my show Serch is based on education. So sadly, you know, our spokesman here at the studio is KRS-One. I tell the young kids our spokesman's KRS-One. They go, KRS who? So, okay, you guys, young kids, KMD started WLVS. WLVS became MF Doom, okay? And our man that we're talking to, MC Serch, started working with them well before, you know, MF Doom was this global icon that he is now. Can you tell us a little bit about that Unity tour that you guys did together and what it was like working with a guy who's now gone on to become the Yoda of hip-hop?
So what people don't really understand is that my crew that I grew up with, my GYP posse, Get Yours posse, was my man Ahmed and Otis, who wound up dancing for third base because that's what we did at the MLK Center. We were just dancers. And WLVS and Sub Rock, may he rest in peace, those were our boys. Like Sub Rock was our barber. Like Ahmed and Otis lived up the block, and then, you know, Sub and Zev lived down the block, and Sub cut everybody's hair. So that third base shit, like,
no, that's from Sub Rock?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's answers a question that I was going to get to later. So, is he responsible for your high top? I mean, you have like the best hair of any person, of any Jewish person of descent I've met. I got a decent head, but it could never do what you do. Have that picture, DZ? Go to that picture of his high top fade, because let me tell you, I don't care how strong your Jew fro is, to get it to go up like that. How did you do it?
It was natural. It was just natural.
You lucky SOB. You have the best hair in the world, and you still have hair.
Funny that you say that, because I had a Jew fro like back in the day. Like most of us, I had a big afro. Too. I had a pick in it and the whole nine.
Yeah.
And Sub Rock said, "Yo, I think you could have a high top." And I was like, you know, come on, man. He's like, nah. He's like, yeah, I think you could do it. And he was the one who did it. And I'll never forget it. I went to see Pete and our manager, Sake, and Babito uptown after he cut it. And I showed it to them, and they spazzed out. They were like, that is so fresh. And I was like uptown, like at the rooftop. And these chicks were like, can I touch it? And I was like, so I know what sisters are like when white people come over and they say, oh, your hair is so blah, blah, blah. Can I touch it?
Right, can I touch? Now you know.
Black girls would come up, Dominican girl, any girl of color would come up and go, how'd you do that? Can I touch it? I'm like, no, you can't touch my can I touch your hair?
It looks like you could hide shit in there. I got to be honest with you. It's really impressive.
No, it was a lot of fun having that hot top. I was actually, and you know, and having Sub Rock cut it in the back and all of that. And, you know, I heard you talking about gas face. The term gas face actually comes from GYP posse, because basically we were broke. I mean, we were broke as a joke back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so our homeboy had his dad's old Cadillac. And it had enough, like it was a big Cadillac. We could have like 8 people in it, 4 in the front, 4 in the back. And we all would chip in like $3 each, $4 each, and would fill the tank. But that was all our money. So when we would drive out to Roosevelt Field, which was the big mall, from our neighborhood, it was like a 40-minute drive. So it would take like half the tank just to get out there and half the tank to get back.
Yeah.
So if you didn't bag a honey when you were out there, it was a waste of time.
And money.
Or at least get like 3 or 4 numbers. So Zev, Sub-Rock, Ahmed, Otis, me, a couple of our other boys, Emis, Heem. Like we would go out there and we would just scope numbers. And we would be trying to kick it to these girls. And what people don't understand, or maybe they do, Roosevelt Field and that mall in Long Island, like even the girls from Hempstead, they had money. Like their parents were kind of paid. And we were from Long Beach, like in Far Rockaway. We were bums, like we didn't have money. So these girls were walking around like buying like, you know, mad Fila gear and all of that. And like, so we're trying to kick it to them. And we're like wearing like dusty Nikes and, you know, Lees. And they're like looking at us, like giving us this mush face. And then Sub-Rock was like, man, that girl just gave me the gas face. And we were like, oh, that's crazy. That's so fresh, because she gave us the gas face because we spent our gas money to get that face.
Oh my God.
I spent gas to get that face.
I learned something new every day.
There is definitely a lack of hip hop education. I don't know how many people actually knew that's where that came from. I think people were thinking gas like someone passed gas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it had
Stank
nothing
face.
to do with that.
Okay.
Like, nothing to do with it.
Well, you then went on tour with these guys who you grew up with, and I feel like you know, we recently remixed a clip from Zev where he was actually testifying on C-SPAN about the Voter Rights Act, and we have a really cool clip on our page of where we remixed that clip. But you know, you guys, even yourself, you know, we're really kind of I don't want to say the word political because that's not really the word, but you guys were at least aware, you know, that there's more to the game and the movement and the music, and that you had you could have a message that got through. What was the message with the Unity Tour? Because that seems to be a thread through your career of racial unity.
Yeah, I mean, you know, from the door we said it's not about black and white, it's about wrong and right. It's not about you versus me, it's about unity. I mean, we were always about that. You know, we were not going to be the white kids who did not acknowledge and give credit to a black art form that gave us the ability to see the world. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. And we were certainly not going to let, you know, white people or any people who were going to shit on this culture and not know about it, treat it any kind of way. And that goes for Hammer, and it went for Vanilla Ice, and it went for a lot of people that we thought were cornballs.
Yeah, I think in fact we'd like to give you credit for something. So we were doing some you know, timeline stuff, and we consider that the golden era of hip hop started around '88. Okay.
I agree.
And so we want to give you credit with something, and I want to put it in a way that maybe it's not been put before. The golden era would maybe not have lasted through the 90s the way it did so illustriously had you not literally and figuratively put the smackdown on 2 artists that could have potentially turned it into a whole new Jiggy era. Does that make sense to you?
I don't know if I can. I mean, I appreciate that, and that's very kind of you to say, but I don't know if I can take credit for that, because the truth of the matter is the major labels and the labels that were starting to invest in the music had artists to back it up. Mm-hmm. So what that means is, you know, when we had Pop Goes the Weasel out and we were going to these pop stations and we were dissing the shit out of them, and we were like, yo, you realize you're playing a record where we're dissing you because you're not playing A Tribe Called Quest, you're not playing De La Soul, you're not playing Queen Latifah, Moni Love, you know, and we would go over this list, and then the PDs and the MDs would come out and go, wait a minute, what, you know, tell us more about these artists. But then the labels would back us up. So Brand Nubian would have a record, and like, you know, Tom Silverman and his crew at Tommy Boy would promote the shit out of a De La record, and Queen Latifah would get promoted, and, you know, Tribe would get promoted, and Barry Weiss and all these dudes. Like, all of the labels had products, so that when we were like saying that shit in '91, It wasn't like, Joe Neckbone Label had another version and iteration of Vanilla Ice. We were only saying what was obvious.
Oh,
right?
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you were just more pointing out the fact that their rosters were actually stacked with more real artists that they just weren't getting the exposure.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
Realer than us.
I see what you're
me
saying.
And Pete and Rich combined. Like, don't fuck with us. We're shitting on you. Our record is shitting on you. Like, I'll never forget. I went to the Buzz in Pittsburgh. And they're like, oh, we got Third Base. They got the #1 record on the station and blah, blah, blah. And yada, 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 and this, and this. And I'm like, we have a #1 record in the station. It's funny that we're #1 when we're basically shitting on you. And he was like, he looked at me and he was like, what do you mean by that? Like, I don't understand. This is a happy record.
This is a happy record.
Happy record, like Pop Goes Weasel. I'm like, no.
Listen.
You don't understand. Like,
listen to what we're saying.
Listen to what we're saying.
Yeah.
And then I'm saying the lyrics, and then I'm saying like, yo, you should be playing blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking about De La Soul is Dead, and I'm talking about Tribe's second album, and I'm talking about Public Enemy, and I'm mentioning all these bomb, 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 Far Side, and bomb, 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 bomb. And I'll never forget, I got a call from Barry Weiss from Jive, and he called me and he said, Serch, he goes, if you ever want to stop being an artist, I have a career for you as a radio promotion guy. Like, cause that's your calling. You should be doing radio promotion. He's like, yo, you're a talented artist, but you should be doing radio promotion. He goes, cause what you're doing is more valuable than any radio promo guy that I could hire.
Do you think that statement gave you some of the confidence to branch into more of the executive lane? Because that's a really big compliment. To get that type of compliment as an artist, artists usually are the creative right brain guys who can't, tell you what time of day it is. For you to get that type of compliment, in the thick of your career, you then did end up going on to some pretty executive, decisions there. Did that boost your confidence?
Absolutely. When I came off my solo record, we had 2 #1 singles. We had Here It Comes. We had Back to the Grill Again. I got OC, signed to Searchlight. I had Nas's deal and just got him out of the potential lousy deal that he was going to sign at Atlantic, and got him set up at Columbia and all of that. And I, realized that even though I had sold, 300,000 or 400,000 albums, it was not the success that Third Base had. My wife and I were just sitting on the floor like, what are we going to do? Like, what are we going to do? And I looked at her and I said, maybe I got to go talk to Barry. And I literally called Barry and I said, Barry, can I come to your office?
What year is this?
93. And I went to Barry's office and I said, Barry, and he said, don't say anything at all, come with me. And he walked me downstairs, and the guy who was the head of promotion at that time was a guy named Jack Satter. And he says, Jack, meet your new CHR promotion guy. Serch, Jack Serch.
This is the first meeting?
For not even 5 minutes.
He did this right, and you didn't even know he was going to do that?
Nope.
Holy shit.
He's like, this is your CHR promo guy.
Wow.
Serch, Jack Serch. And
that's
the guy
that's a big pivot.
This guy, Ken, I forgot Ken's name. But Ken was there. And Jack is fucking, like, what the fuck is this? Like, So I shake his hand. I said, hey, thank you for the opportunity. I said, he goes, no. He goes, no. He goes, listen, whatever Barry wants, it's his company. Sit down. And I sit down and he goes, what do you know about promotion? And I said, I have these great relationships. And I started telling him about what I did on the road. And this guy, Ken, is like, oh, yeah. No. We heard what you did for Tribe. That was great. And, oh, I see what Barry sees and blah, blah, blah. And I go sit down. I'm all excited. I go home and I tell my wife, hey, I got this job at Jive. I'm doing radio promotion. I come back the next day and this guy, Ken, sits me down and Jack says, yeah, we're not going to be able to hire you. We went back to Barry. Like, we didn't want to embarrass you, but, we already hired somebody and, it's not going to work. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
and
right. Go fuck yourself. And
you know, because you just basically said you're not going to help me feed my family, so go fuck yourself.
Right.
You know, and I walked out and I called my agent. I'm sorry, my agent. I called my lawyer. And I said, yo, they just shit on me.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need you to go see Stu Fine. He wants to meet with you right now. And I met with Stu Fine, and within 4 days, I had my deal running Wild Pitch.
Wow. So, only because we're short on time and we want to ask you a few specific things. You know, you mentioned OC, and you know OC here in Washington D.C. recently, not too long ago, did the Tiny Desk concert series, and you know we have on set today a record from it's from Organized Confusion, because I suspect that is where you first heard OC was on the Fudge Pudge record. Am I right?
Absolutely correct.
And if you have ears and you've ever heard OC, you know he's the shit. And let me just tell you, let me thank you from the world. Time's Up is like the fucking lyrically one of the greatest hip hop records of all time. We have one of our assets. We have a few assets from OC. His original OC cassette with the O and the C, you know, like that. We have that in the collection. Tell me, what was your first impression when you first heard OC? Like, why did you gravitate to him?
Well, I mean, Fudge Pudge, third verse. I mean, you know, that's A. I mean, I got goosebumps when I heard that one.
Right, I know.
But when I met Omar and I met his mom and I met, like, he just was a good human being. Like, I loved him, and I fell in love with his family, and I fell in love with him, and I just was like, yo, we got to make records, dude. Like, we got to do this. We got to make records.
So it was just driven by emotion? I mean, yes, he's great, but it sounds to me like that's why I love Elda Sensei and a lot of the folks. When you're a nice human, it makes your music so much more attractive. Do you know what I mean?
But he didn't have any music. And what people like, and I guess this is not a known story, but what people don't realize about that album is that album, the Word Life album, to make that album. I mean, it's so funny. I was just in my garage before this interview.
Yeah.
I've got 300-400 DATs of demos that O made that will never see the light of day. Because O would make these records and he thought they were incredible, and I'd be like, nah, not putting it out. Not putting it out.
I'm sorry, that was the sound of me being speechless. I was trying to think of something to say to that.
And he would get mad, and he'd be like, yo, you're fucking my career. And I'm like, I said, trust me. I said, oh, when you make the right record, you'll know it, and I'll know it. And he would bring me these records, and I'd be like, not it. And I mean, it got to a point where the building that we were on had a roof deck. And literally, we would go up there almost to like punch each other out, or one of us was going to throw the other one off the fucking roof.
It was that bad. And why? What would make you say no to a track? Because we all know, you know, OC as being so lyrical and so heady, and he got DITC on the beats. Like, what would make you veto a beat or a track?
Because it wasn't right.
Yeah.
It didn't feel right. It just wasn't right. You know, we were living the culture. Like, don't tell me for a second, either one of you, that the second you put a record on the needle, you're like, that shit is hot or that shit is trash.
Right, yeah.
Now, there's certain records that over a period of time
grow on you.
My solo album, like, after a period of time, after 25 years, people are like, oh yeah, all that shit makes sense. But at the time, on my solo album, there might have been like 3 joints people like, even less. I loved them.
Not true.
Whatever.
No.
I'm just saying the point is,
Yeah.
O would bring me these records, and within 5 seconds, I'd be like,
Yes,
nah.
yay or nay. So then let me ask you, you found him through the Fudge Pudge. Where did you first hear Nas?
I heard Nas on Live at the Barbecue.
So you sought out, I mean, I'm just telling you, Serch, you know, to see and hear things so far ahead of time, like Nas and OC. We have on set, I don't know if you could see this, DZ, if you could move the camera here. We have, you know, the album that you executive produced, Illmatic, signed by Nas and certified here as one of the assets in the museum. And if anybody knows anything about Nas or Serch and doesn't live under a rock for the last fucking 40 years, you know that this album and even Third Base, convinced so many people that they could do it too. Meaning, like, you guys had a sound. When I saw you on television, or when people saw Nas, they go, "Oh my God, this is so fucking brilliant! It's inspiring me to want to make music." What did you, with all those sessions with Premier, and J. Rue was telling us when he was on air that he was there for the entire recording of Illmatic, what was that experience like as you guys were making that album?
Well, before we get into that, like with OC, it was what you're talking about between OC and Illmatic is like apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Because with Nas knew what he wanted. Like, Nas knew what he wanted. There was no one that was going to tell him what he didn't want. It was very simple. All I had to do on that album was be the Jew accountant. Sure the samples
which apparently we're quite good at doing.
Make sure the samples were cleared, make
Right.
sure the royalties were collected, make sure that all the label bullshit was done, make sure the producer deals were done, make sure all of that was done. All the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed, and that he would have no sample clearances and he would make money from $1. Because how I set Nas up and how I set up Illmatic was that the first week that album came out, Nas became a millionaire. It's
Wow.
period. That's
Wow.
done. O was an entirely different story.
Yeah.
O was feeling himself out musically. He was feeling himself out lyrically. He was finding his voice. He was making record after record after record after record after record with OG and Buck Wild and AG, and they were just not it. And one day O walks into my office, dead silent. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, and I'm already like thinking like it's gonna be hands or something. Like, and he's got this look on his face like he's ice grilling me. And I'm like, I said, oh, and he's just giving me the shh sign. And he walks over to my DAT player. He presses it open. He slides the DAT in. He presses play. And then I just hear, boom, boom. And I start getting goosebumps. I'm just getting them now.
Yeah. Thinking about that moment.
Back the minerals and vitamins, irons in the niacin.
Niacin.
Fuck who that I have rappers to back. I'm about to begin about that. And I just spazzed out.
So you knew it. You knew it from moment one.
From moment one. From the second I heard boom, and he's just looking at me. And I'm like, yo, this is our first single.
Wow.
He's like, nah, I haven't even finished the album. I'm like, I hear you. This is our first single. And in 2 weeks, he finished Word Light. It took him a year. We were demoing songs for a year. And with one session with Buck Wild and that record, in 2 weeks, he made No Main Topic. He made everything else on that album. And when that record, when Time's Up hit the tunnel, and Flex called me and said, yo, you got to come down here and hear when this record hits what happens. I took O and we saw it, and that's when he believed that record was a hit.
Oh wow. You literally gave me full body goosebumps. We have only a few minutes left, so let me just ask you a couple things, because you're a consummate businessman, and just speaking with you reminds me of why you've had the longevity, why you've been able to get into radio, why you've been able to get into TV and publishing. But, one of the interesting things that I've noticed, whether it's the Zebrahead soundtrack, whether it's you playing in Bamboozled. By the way, being 1/16 black is just, for some reason, the fucking funniest thing to me. Because with your high top, that's believable. You know what I'm saying? But what do you think has been, to you, the most fulfilling aspect of your music career? And I know that's a difficult question because you've done so many different things, but if you were to look back, at all of these records you've sold, at the movies, the music, the publishing, the careers of other people, what have you found the most fulfilling?
Well, I can tell you that as I sit here in my office and look at what I have behind me and everything, the most fulfilling aspect is I would have nothing. Wouldn't have my children. I wouldn't have my wife. I would have nothing in the bank if it wasn't for hip hop. Period. End of conversation. I have nothing. I have everything in my life. Every blessing, every heartache, every pain, every joy, every dollar made, every dollar spent, all because of hip hop.
Well,
and at the end of the day, you know, and my daughter has a band now, an alt rock band called Pom Pom Squad that's doing their thing. And, you know, my son is in the process of selling his first screenplay to Universal, and my daughter is working for Riot Games in LA, and my wife just started a production company, and she's in the process of doing her thing. Like, it's all because of hip hop. It's all because of Hillbilly Girl and Basement Tapes and New York and 1988, you know, 1979, 1980. And I have all of this because of hip hop. And that's the one thing that is the most gracious and the most humble thing for me, is that because I love this culture and because this culture loved me back and supported me, I was able to do all of this.
Well, without further ado, on that note,
there we are, the actual induction. We, here at the Hip Hop Museum, Washington, D.C., are the world's only physical hip hop museum in the world. We are home to the largest collection of hip hop memorabilia anywhere in the universe. And today, at 5:59 Friday, we are inducting MC Serch and all of Third Base into the museum. Congratulations!
Serch, in all seriousness, you couldn't have made a better segue yourself. I would be dead or in jail if it weren't for hip-hop. You, without hip-hop, and Mama Serch, would not be where you are. And so we would like to thank you, and anyone who's tuned in, okay, stay tuned, because here and for the next 5 minutes, we're going to bid adieu to MC Serch, and we are going to do our unboxing. Now, one of the items we're unboxing, we've okayed this with Serch, is a Sprite, the soda Sprite green translucent record of motherfucking Gas Face. Okay, and I know this shit's gonna look amazing in the museum right here next to the Third Base, you know, Brooklyn, Queens. Of course, I'm from Brooklyn. Serch is from Queens, so this is fucking perfect. Right. Serch, we're gonna send this out to you on Monday. Is there anything you'd like to tell our viewers, listeners, and fans of hip hop?
No, just keep digging. Don't be a hater if you're over 45. Don't get caught up in that bullshit and just say everything's trash. It goes back to digging, and it goes back. 2018 is just like 1988. Keep digging for the real shit. Don't worry about what other kids are putting out and what others are making. Love what you love. Listen to what you listen to, and don't be a hater.
Words of wisdom from my favorite MC of all time, Serch. I want to personally thank you. I literally would never have had the courage to get into hip-hop as a white Jewish kid from Brooklyn. I didn't think there was a lane for us. You taught me there was. Sir, thank you so much. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you. Shabbat shalom, me homie.
Yeah, Shabbat shalom. We will catch you. I'll give you a call or an email on Monday. Thanks again for being with us, Serch.
All right, peace.
Peace. All right, let's go to a quick break here. We're going to show the boombox video. We have the world's largest boombox. That's right, a 10-foot by 6-foot boombox.
Huge.
It's huge. It's amazing. It's true. Let's go right to that boombox video, and when we come back, the unboxing for the Hip Hop Museum. Take it away.
Listen vision, listen vision, DC's #1 recording studio.
Yep, there you have it. That's what it looks like when my crazy ass thinks that it's a good idea to ship from Denver to D.C. a 10-foot by 6-foot boombox. DZ, give them a quick little look at what this boombox now looks like here in our building. That's right, there it is, the world's largest boombox here at the Hip Hop Museum inside of Listen Vision Recording Studios. And there it is. Okay, back to me. Here we go. Here he is. It's time.
Oh my God, we're doing it. We're really doing it. It's the Hip Hop Unboxing. B-Dub, you still with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, we're here with my DJ, the one, the only
B-Dub the Boy Wonder.
B-Dub, what'd you think of MC Serch, bro?
Very great guy, dope guy.
Yo, check this out. I got this box of cards. Look at this box of cards, you guys. Look at this. East versus West. Can you see that? There we go. East versus West rap hip hop quote cards. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now, real quickly, before we unbox, I am going to try to trick B-Dub, and I'm going to say a lyric. I'm going to say lyrics here. Okay, and then he has to guess what they are. Okay, here we go. Okay, ready?
Let's go.
Suckers on my jock when I walk down the block. I really don't care if you're jealous or not. Suckers on my jock when I walk down the block. I really don't care if you're jealous or not.
Can I use a lifeline?
No, that's LL Cool J. I can't live without my radio. Okay.
Breezy, did you get that one? Okay.
Okay.
Now I don't feel
we were just talking about this guy, so I feel like, Serch, if you're still watching, you're going to like this. I have to not say it in a rap voice. So, the world's widest voice. Here we go. Ricky, 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 can't you see? Somehow your words just hypnotize me.
Slick.
Yep, Slick Rick. We were just talking about him. Okay, last one. Okay. Freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
Why am I drawing up? And it's on the tip of my tongue.
Come on, bro. I said it too white. I said it so
Chuck
white.
D, Public Enemy.
Yeah, Chuck D, Public. All right, there we go.
Jeez.
That's
Fight the power.
yeah.
I mean,
We've
it was
got
on the
to
tip of my
fight
tongue.
the
Come on.
powers that be.
I've been spinning for 6 hours. Give me a break, man.
I know. Poor guy's delirious. All right, here we go. Hip Hop Unboxing coming in from Los Angeles, California. Now, check this out. Can you guys see these shell toes that are on set here? DZ, can you zoom in on these little shell toes here? These little shell toes here. We have the world's smallest pair of shell toes. They are Jam Master J, Run DMC shell toes. Okay. And now we have an even smaller pair of sneakers in the Hip Hop Museum. Oh my God. It's the Mars Blackmans.
You put those on your
The world's smallest Mars Blackmans. Look, it's tiny. Really fucking tiny. Look at that.
You can't.
Look at that. All right, so here we go. We'll put it right there. Can you? Ah! Oh God, it's so tiny it won't even stay up. Can you see it now? Can you see it?
That didn't sound right.
Oh wait. Oh God. Hey.
Shut up, people.
Hey.
Be quiet, people. Let's go.
Hey. I'm your co-host.
Next.
All right, coming in next. Here you go. Here's yours. Oh, you have no scissor. That sucks. All right. Coming in from Plainfield, New Jersey. Plainfield, New Jersey. All right. Coming in.
Shout out Jersey. What up, Jersey?
New Jersey. Speaking of New Jersey, Elda Sensei. Oh, fuck. I forgot to ask Serch who he's going to nominate to the museum. But anyways, probably be Pete Nice. Hopefully. That makes sense. MC Serch, speaking of New Jersey, he nominated Lakim Shabazz. So we'll be talking to Lakim Shabazz, I guess, later on. Oh, here it is. So here's the vinyl that Serch will be signing. Let's zoom in there on the center label. A little farther. Yep, there we go. Third base. Gas face. That's right. Enjoy your Sprite.
I really wish the explanation for the gas face was really the gas face.
No, I liked his
Yeah.
explanation. I thought that was good because it's like, yo, this chick's not even gonna give me her number, and I literally came all this way.
You wasted my gas.
You wasted my gas.
Gas face.
Gas face.
All right.
Bam.
Keep it moving. Coming all the way in from Philadelphia. Shout out to the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, snap-a-doozle.
Hold that up.
Holy cow, this is good. So, okay, one of the albums that like influenced me to think that hip hop was the greatest thing since sliced bread is Black Moon, and he was just talking all about DITC and Buck Wild and
Who got the props?
Black Moon's from Duck Down Records. Now this one is autographed on the sleeve. Holy cow, you guys, look at this. Wow. So look at that. Buckshot, DJ Evil D, right here. DJ Evil D. Buckshot right there. And the 5-footer. And the 5-footer. This is amazing. Black Moon, Enter the Stage. This is beautiful, you guys. I'm so excited about this personally because if there were two artists that meant more to me personally, like the reasons why I do what I do, it really would be like Black Moon and MC Serch in third base. I mean, growing up in New York, they convinced me that hip-hop was a viable career path. And clearly it's been quite lucrative for Serch, and I'm not going to lie, it's been pretty lucrative for myself too. Okay, that and Bitcoin. Thank you for whoever just said that. I pulled my card. All right, here we go. It's a short unboxing today. We don't have too many pieces. This one's coming in from Fishers, Indiana. Wow. Well, let me just tell you,
West.
this poster is really, really special, and it's really rare.
Sneezes.
Sneezes. We don't say God bless you anymore.
We say sneezes.
We say sneezes. Just kind of like Yeezus. It's like sneezes. Yeah, Kanye bought Sneezes. Did you know that?
Wow.
Yeah, he owns Sneezes now. All right, this is really, first of all, who likes Def Jam? Anyone in here like Def Jam?
Yeah, that should be everybody. Clap it up if you love Def Jam. Make some noise. Say something.
Yeah, I got a round of
Smoke a
applause
J
for
or
Def
something.
Jam.
I
Def
don't know.
Jam's like the greatest fucking label of all time. No lie, Wild Pitch is pretty dope too, but here we go. This is a very unique print signed by lots of famous people.
Wow.
So, can we see this down in that left corner? Mr. Meth. This is number 373 of 500. There were 500 of these Def Jam prints made. Let's see, this is Ghostface. Ghostface is right there by my hat brim.
Nice pointer.
Let's see, we got Rick Ross right up there. These are all Def Jam artists.
Who was that right there? Can you see that?
We got The Dream on the top. We got
I don't know.
Joel Santana.
Okay.
And, yeah. Oh, wait, what's this down here? Oh, Redman. Redman.
Funk Dr. Spot.
Redman right there. How'd we do? Joel, seeing this all. Look at that. Neo. I see Neo. No, wait. That's not, no. No, that's just printing. There's Ghostface right there. Ghostface, yep. All right. We pretty much did it. All right. You guys get the point. Wow. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Well, this episode, B-Dub, has been special for me because MC Serch is a big deal. He's done lots of cool stuff. From the White Rapper Show, remember that? Ego Trip, White Rapper Show?
Yeah, I forgot about it until I actually saw it on the promo there.
He also, executive produced Illmatic. He also, as you just heard, discovered OC and put that Word Life album together. He also had his own talk show. He was signed and twice gold and I think platinum artists on Def Jam, and then also signed as a solo artist. I mean, this guy's incredibly accomplished, and I think if anyone, our young clients that are in hip hop, if there were one artist to look to, to be organized, keep your business straight, keep your head straight. He's a family man. I mean, Serch has really hit all the hip hop aspects
Epitome of that,
there.
yes. True.
And I'm definitely going to cut up there at the end of this interview what he said about hip hop because that was really fucking beautiful.
We appreciate you, Serch. Thank you.
Thank you, Serch. Thank you so much for being with us. 612 here. I'm going to show you a couple videos real quick before we leave out. Okay, just the other day, we premiered the very first episode of Know Your Hip Hop with Crank Lucas. And it has been tremendously successful. It is now topping at over 30,000 views on his page and probably like 500 comments. I have read every single one of those comments. They are all positive but one. Every comment is positive, so that means that we've done something good. It's an awesome show. So DZ, quickly run that promo of Know Your Hip Hop, and when we come back, we are going to tell you all about Howard Homecoming coming up and why you should sign up. So stay tuned.
Crank Lucas. Know your hip hop. Do you know your hip hop?
People gonna learn a lot about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Just understanding the whole cultural aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than just music.
More than music, it's a culture. More than rap, it's a lifestyle. From do-rags and baggy jeans to Louis belts while you iced out. Knowledge, education, science, entertainment, sports, religion, and politics. Hip-hop influenced all of it. Hip-hop influenced all of it.
Hip-hop reaches so many different facets and aspects of life. So this show is going to give people an appreciation of that.
Like we know our hip hop. Know your hip hop. Do you know your hip hop?
And we're back. I am Jeremy Beaver, CEO and founder of Listen Vision, with my DJ, the one, the only
B-Dub the Boy Wonder.
And that was Crank Lucas's new show, produced by Listen Vision Recording Studios. Know Your Hip Hop is available on his YouTube page, our YouTube page, and anywhere the internet can be found. The last thing I'm going to say is that we are almost out of slots for Howard Homecoming. Okay? Howard Homecoming is just the most, premier, prestigious, homecoming event in all of colleges, but also in hip-hop, really, because it's been mentioned in Biggie Smalls songs, and Drake songs, and Ludacris songs. You may see me in D.C. at Howard Homecoming with I Will Stop Rapping Now. So come out and see this incredible free open-air concert that we've put on for 14 consecutive years. Or if you know how to do the rapidy raps or the singity sings, go ahead and give us a call, because you can perform. Call us at 202-332-8494. That's right. We're going to show this promo and we're going to end our show. If you would like to perform for Howard Homecoming, one of the most prestigious events in the entire country, call us in the studio, 202-332-8494. B-Dub, is there anything you'd like to tell the good people at home?
Thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night.
We will catch you next Friday at 5. Until then, peace.
Listen. Vision. Listen. Vision. Listen, vision, 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 listen, vision. Listen, vision, listen, vision. DC's #1 recording studio. Oh!